Get out the insurance cards, get out the copays. The office is open, my friends. Brought to you by DrRoto.com.
So let's get to it.
Bring the pain!
What's up, everybody? It's Heat Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you this week. Ooh, yeah. What's up, Dan? How you doing?
What's going on, man? I'm doing pretty good. Had a rough week, but I'm calm now.
Yeah, it's I think I've made my own week rough myself, so we decided to throw away a lot of appliances last Thursday, and then we had to throw away a lot of appliances on Monday, which led to a long Monday night at karate. So yeah, my body's like, hey, you've been doing a little extra lifting, Heat Override. No lifting.
Yeah, I feel like that once a week, man, with the heavy lifting.
How's the shoulder, by the way?
I'm probably about 80%. Probably about 80%.
So you're a little more useful now.
Yeah, I'm a lot more useful. I mean, I stopped wearing it 10 days in. I stopped wearing I was supposed to wear it for 2 weeks. 10 days in, I stopped wearing it.
Yeah, I couldn't have had something like that on me. But I mean, right now I do have something that's a discussion for another show. But right now, everybody coming in, we'll let you get in, get some eyes on this thing while we start talking. That's why I'm trying to warm everything up, having some drinks, having some fun. Crazy wild card weekend, divisional weekend. So you know how the Fight Club of Pain does it. We're going to have some bets for you at the end of the show. Also, the single entry show ran today earlier at Dr. Roto. So if you haven't been to the site, get there, use code word WIN, and you could be our rich friend. Actually, I'm going to talk about one of our almost rich friends, but soon to yet be rich friend. It's Ninja Posse. Not only is he coming on Bring the Pain on Tuesday, 2 weeks from now, so well, you know what I mean, 2 weeks, not next week, but next week. He also won the first round of the Dr. Roto Chopped League. And so that means I owe him a shirt. So I got to get myself on it, get that nice Bring the Pain logo on a shirt. So he has a choice of the Fight Club of Pain, the Bring the Pain, or my original. Ooh, yeah. And then a cool thing about him that I want to talk about is he went into the Subs Only Discord today and he shouted us out, me, Danger, and Steve. He listened to the show last week, took my rankings, talked to Danger, listened to Steve's crazy self, and the next thing you know, this man went into round 2 of the Best Ball Championship. That's how we do it, man. And I love to see that series that someone took our stuff and was able to make it. But Dan, our show was fire last week, Dave.
Man, it was fun. It was fun last week. We went a long time. A lot of content too, man. We put out a lot of content.
Yes, we don't mind the Beastie Boys. I remember.
I'm a fan. I'm an old school fan, man. Mike D was my dude back in the day.
Yeah, so I always listened to the Beastie Boys. I never actually owned one of their tape. I just dubbed it from one of my friends. I mean, who didn't do that back then? I mean, but at that point in my life, I was coming out of Bobby Brown and going into Spice One. So for me, it was like I was going into gangsta rap, and I kind of wasn't really listening to that type of rap. I just up for Mike D.
That's awesome. He's the M-I-K-E to the D. Yeah, that's my dude. Yeah.
You know, Magic Mike, DJ Magic Mike samples the drop from there. But he goes, drop? That's actually one of DJ Magic Mike's most used well, he's probably got more. So don't hold me to it, because if Magic was watching this, Magic would be like, Heat Override, you are wrong. And he would probably tell us, because that man is smart. He's probably got I've used that clip about 100 million times. I'd be like, what? You counted that? He'd be like, yep. And I'm not lying, people. Mike is a genius, yo. DJ Magic Mike is a genius. So what our channel is about, so Bring the Pain covers DFS and seasonal sports IDP side of Dr. Roto. Overall, on the Fight Club of Pain, the Fight Club of Pain covers UFC events every single week, giving you DFS lineups, giving you bets that hit every single time, big 2,900 bets, throwing down the parlay of pain, going 5-0, 4-1, round robining that and making that money. We have nailed knockouts this year, right, Dan?
Yeah, and we give you the best soup of the week, man. We stir up soup. So I mean,
Yeah, we got the soup can open. We got the soup can open, man. We're out here thinking everybody's got a cowbell and stuff. So that's what we're about. That's what I like to pride my show. A lot of shows disappear at this time of the year. We don't. We don't. And UFC is year round practically. So that's why adding UFC to the Dr. Roto brand was such a huge, huge success. And to get that first year, how much money I was able to make and to see it succeed, the NFL for me only knows that year one was a total success for Dan and I. So I hope you stay on if you love the UFC, if you just love betting, if you just love winning money, if you love the challenge of it, the thrill, that's what we got. But today I'm going to be giving out my top five positions for best ball draft right now. You could take it or leave it. Now, also on Saturday, I will be doing the Ultra Contrarian show with Steve. We have been fire, like literally fire. So I hope you can get back on this week because man, that man has preached some gold this year. So he's been a great addition to the show, as well as Dan coming on as a podcaster for the first time in his life and making the Fight Club of Pain such a success. And I owe all of that success to both Dan and Steve. So thank you to both of you guys.
Hey, I'm just a sidekick, bro. I'm just your sidekick.
Hey, but that sometimes the sidekick is what makes the team work. And for me, sometimes numbers get really boring. And then sometimes you get my crazy side. Oh, yeah, man. Well, let's talk about it. Wild card weekend, dude. Okay. So I know on the show, my picks in my bracket, I got 2 losses. However, I went 5-1 on that parlay that we gave out last week for picks, man, and I had the Patriots. So I got 2 losses. How many losses did you get, Dan?
Let me see. I picked the Rams. The Rams won. I picked Philly. Philly lost. I picked Green Bay. Green Bay lost. I picked Buffalo. Buffalo won. And I picked Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh lost. So, well, I was 2-3.
You were 2-2.
Yeah, I was 2-3.
You have one more game.
I was 3-3.
That's not bad. You picked underdogs for a reason. So that therefore, I want to say WX stands. Thank you so much. I am happy to that you subscribed. I'm happy for everybody, man. Thank you, dude. We will not let you down. I swear. It is hard. I will tell you, I didn't know what UFC and NFL would be like because I do the baseball betting on the weekends for Saturday and Sunday. So that starts up with MLB, but I needed something. So that's why the UFC kind of came in and kind of made that. But man, I'll tell you, when baseball, UFC, and football was going on for those first few weeks, it was a storm. But you know what? That's what we do. That's the commitment we do, man. I love it. I like doing this thing for fun. And I like just being able to put out some big numbers, some things that people came on this stream and said that wasn't going to happen. And then it happened. It happened. The knockouts, the taps, the early wins, and things like that. So what teams do you mostly pick for?
Well, I'm a Steeler fan. So I veer towards them, but I don't talk about the betting aspect. I do the breakdowns of each fight. Rob here, that's the man you got to talk to right there.
Yeah. So Dan's an occasional better, and most of the time, if it's going to be a bet, it's going to be UFC. I am trying to get him on that UFC best ball draft that DraftKings does. Whoo, man, I've been talking about that. You can make some easy money, 3-man contest. You put in it, you pick your best 4 fighters, it best balls up, and that's just the best sauce. So of course, last week, I just said it, like I said, I had the Chargers lose. I had Green Bay lose. Of course, I picked Rams, San Francisco. I did pick the Bills, and I picked the Patriots. So for me, that worked overall for me. Got another one coming in here. So to me, he's a Ravens fan. UFC does have a greater chance. Yeah. The thing with that we found with the UFC.
I appreciate Ravens fans, man. You're in the same predicament we are. Neither of us have coaches right now.
I'm a Rams fan, as you can see. Horns up, Rams Nation. Last week, if a lot of you missed it, though, that's who I have meeting in the Super Bowl, is the Bills and the Rams. So this week, we talking about those games. let's talk about Buffalo taking care of Jacksonville. What did you see in that game? Just a
Man,
better team?
no, I don't think that. Truthfully, I don't think the better whole team won that game.
Okay.
I think the Jags have a better team,
Mhm.
but I think Buffalo has the best quarterback in the league.
And the playoffs right now, other than Matt Stafford.
I, I just really think they have the best guy at the helm in the most important position in all of sports playing
I
right
agree with I agree with that. What's up, Daniel? Happy Thursday. We're ready to bring the pain. It's crazy with no football. What's up, Keegan? Good to see you as well, too. Man, it sucks with no football with that, but I love the weekends we got. But we need some UFC, man. We need some UFC. We got that. So I agree with you 100%. I think the Bills wide receiver problem reminds me of the Steelers problem, which was exposed again this weekend.
now. No, no, no,
And
no, no. They're not even close to as bad as the Steelers' problem is at receiver, man.
yeah,
Football is
yeah,
a little
yeah,
rigged. Everybody says that, man. It's just
yeah.
it's been the same since the early '80s or late '80s when I started watching
Mhm.
it. Been the
Yeah,
exact same.
there's times that things like look scripted. It's
Yeah,
kind of crazy. And then when the refs get involved, it's like, what? Hey, just get out of here with that. But I think for the most part last week it was solid. It was solid. There was a couple plays, but there was solid ref play. So yeah, I mean, you got the ball. Josh Allen went down. He did what he had to do. He took care of it. He manned up. He made sure that every one of those short yardage situations, mind you, the measuring of the meter to ball, and they
yeah,
didn't think about it at first, but he really got it, and they had to use the ball for that
yeah.
first down. It was so crucial. So again, that was another key moment. Chargers in New England. Did you feel that the Chargers were just outclassed, or is Justin Herbert not that good?
No, I feel bad for Justin Herbert because he does not have an offensive line, and that man got beat up. Like hey, you saw it at the end of the game that the in the fourth quarter, that last drive when he got sacked. He didn't want to get up. He didn't want to get up. He was done. He was absolutely done. Like I feel bad for that man.
That dude was wearing like he was wearing his chin strap like this the
On his
whole
on his nose. Yeah, his chin
yeah,
strap was on his nose.
on his nose, and he wouldn't move it. I was like, what is wrong with this man? I was like, dude, move that mouthpiece. He was getting so beat. I think he just left it there because at this point it was pointless. So that was hilarious. He's, I mean,
Again,
the game between Georgia Ole Miss wanted to make a show, but when they tried, Ole Miss beat them. Yeah, yeah. I don't. I will say though that that happens in sports all the time, and that's what we saw last week with the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, we
yeah.
could pop over to that game real quick. San Francisco at Philly. What do you think? I know. I mean, I don't think we're moving too fast. What do you think about San Francisco beating Philly, even though you picked Philly? What
I,
happened?
I absolutely love it, and they exposed that Philadelphia offense.
Yeah.
They exposed that Philadelphia offense. They are one
Yeah.
sided. They cannot throw the ball.
Hell no.
When you put Jalen Hurts under pressure and he does not have at least 6 seconds to throw the ball, he cannot hit the blind side of the barn.
No. I don't.
And that's what it is. He's good, but he's not great. He's played on great teams.
Yeah.
He
And he's
played on,
had great coaching.
he played on two great teams the last 2 years. This team isn't great. This team is kind of
It's
average.
bad.
It's
Yeah.
kind of average. So it showed his offensive line could not hold up, and as soon as you pressure him, he folds.
That's right. And this goes back to the discussion we had that one week about the running quarterbacks. And I'll still stand on that mountain. A running quarterback will never last as long as like a quarterback like Tom Brady. What
Yeah,
Tom Brady did playing into the mid 40s was insane. But asking a running quarterback to play 20 years is
the,
almost like suicide.
Jalen Hurts is not going to last half as long as Matthew Stafford.
That I agree with that. I will make that. I think honestly, right now with the Eagles, all the Eagles fans are calling for AJ Brown to be destroyed. They don't want him on their team anymore, and that's going to be the eventual collapse. And
But
once that go on,
I don't understand that. I don't understand the whole AJ Brown thing.
me neither.
AJ Brown is open, and when he gets thrown the ball, he catches the ball.
Yeah.
He never gets thrown the ball. He gets what, 4 or 5 targets a game.
He's had some 10, 11 target games, but regardless, you are correct. There's games that he doesn't seem that he's completely forgotten about. Then he starts bitching about it, and
Yeah,
then it happens. But he's got to bitch at his thing. But that sideline, did you see him on the sideline
yeah,
with Giuliano?
yeah. I thought he was going to beat up his coach.
Yeah, yeah, because he's done with this crap. This was it for Hurts. And this happened exactly what happened with Murray this year. This year, I think a lot of NFL teams just shut down those running quarterbacks. But quarterbacks like Daniel Jones were able to flourish because they were sneaky because they have a decent arm. And don't think I like Danny Jones by any stretch. That dude's a bum. But he was having a great year up until that injury.
How much do we get from picking teams? We don't get a dime, brother. Nothing.
What we get, so on my betting side and everything, what we do with Dr. Roto, it's what you make on picking the teams. It's this is it. This is the bet. So if you're putting $5 down or $10 down or $13 down on these bets at the end, one thing I will tell you is that's something that we like to teach. You can take your shots like the first or second round knockouts in the UFC that we nail, or you can take those minute rounds that we've almost nailed a few times this year, and that kind of gives you that chance at the big money. However, I like to keep everything in a 5-pack. The parlay of pain, there's 5 legs. The 5-tastic picks, that also becomes a parlay, and all that stuff is at drroto.com behind the paywall and at the Subs Only Discord. It's the only place that I put that stuff, other than when Dan and I go live, like next week on Thursday, when we do UFC 324 completely. That right there, you will have all the bets. You're going to get like 30 or 40 bets. So for me, my limit is my unit is 5. I play 5 because I play so much. So when I double up and I say I play 2 units, it goes 10. A lot of the times when I parlay and I round robin, my round robins are usually around quarters per legs, because let's face it, people, if you're around 5, you're putting 27 bets in. 27. If you put 27 times $5, you're going to get, you already see the math. But the thing is that by the end of the year, Dan and I were hitting so many positives. The parlay of pain was hitting 5-0, 4-1, 4-1, and the 5-tastic pits were going 4-1, 4-1, 4-1. That you were getting the better part of that round robin, and it was continuously building money. So that's what I like what a lot of other experts at Dr. Roto like to teach at Dr. Roto is to build the bankroll, take your chances, see where you can end up, and let's all win some money. And that's how we do it.
And if you don't understand, if you've never watched the UFC and you don't know what to look for, we break down every fight. We literally break down every fight. I will tell you what the fighters look for, how the fighter fights, how the fighter, how good he is at defense, and we break down absolutely everything.
Yeah, and a little thing that's what I feel has made the Fight Club of Pain so good is because we have been able to nail combination finishes, and that comes from watching the fight tape. Because let's face it, machines own the NFL during DFS season by the end of the season. They have so much data that it's almost hard to beat them, and then you got people max entering. Yeah, and that's a great strategy. If you could max enter 150 lineups, throw it in for $1, you put $150 up, you win first place $50K, like Trevor Hillstrom has did many times for Dr. Roto, get a $50K hit 4, 5, 6 weeks back. He just did $50K last Sunday. He played the 4:00 main slate only. There was 3 games. Hit $50K on that. We're talking 3 hours of football making $50K off a $440 bet. So, that's what you do with that. And that's what we teach. Once you hit, like when Trevor hit the 500K, he was easily just going to keep cashing the rest of the year. And so that's how you use that. But with the UFC, you can't predict a 1-2 combo. You can't predict a choke out. Things like Chris Duncan doing the Neil Magny choke out.
We can. We can though.
Yes. We can.
We can.
And we have. So
and we can. We will. Continue.
We will. We're losing one of my. I had that fight going under between Harrison and Nunez. We are gonna talk that fight too. So
I had
we
that.
get to,
I had it going under too.
I had it. I had the first. I thought it was gonna last longer than the first round because I thought Harrison was too. Yeah, I was gonna do the 2 and 3 rounds. You thought it was gonna be done by the second?
Second round knockout.
Nunez?
Yep.
Yep. I agree. All right. He's got a good thing. Okay, I get that extension to trust $5. So what I would do with that $500 is I would spread it out. Spread it out. Take that 500, put the 250. If you want to get froggy, put the 250 on the main lineup, right? And then you would play $10 per parlay line for the rest. So all your parlay is going to hit. And I always put a money line parlay in there. So you're getting 5 fighters, and I constantly nail that parlay. Dan, of course, we also do the show. When we do the show, the fights that we cover. So this week we have 5 fights. We always cover 5 fights for the major events for the UFC. For the fight nights, we got 3. So we just do 3, and then we talk a little bit about more bets and things like that. So it kind of makes it a little easier. Other shows cover the whole thing. We look and we dive into 3 fights that can make a difference. And then the rest of my articles and everything comes out on the website. So that's how we.
And this season, you're getting a soup can here on this. So
yeah, yes, you're gonna have the soup can of the week. That's gonna be a dance special. So again, the parlay of pain, soup can, DFS lineups. We got DFS Hero. We have a partnership with them. Code word DOC gets you 20% off your subscription, and then you use that DFS simulator and you apply that. We have our own simulator and we use their simulator because that's just what happens when you have partnerships and stuff like that. So that's what we try to do. So like when we do the Ultra Contrarian show this weekend, Saturday, you're going to get the DFS lineup for that Saturday. You're going to get the DFS lineup for the entire weekend. You're going to get my lineup. You're going to get Steve's picks, Steve's lineups, and Steve's Swago pick of the week, as well as the Macho pick of the week. So that being said, that's what I give out free on this. And then if you listen to Dr. Roto, listen to Danger and everybody else's podcast, especially Dr. Roto's, that's going to be good. But now that football's done, that's all going to go away. And pretty much the Fight Club of Pain will be, other than the PGA, they do a lot of golf. So that's going to be big. So it'll be golf and UFC practically taking over for most of the podcasting at Dr. Roto going forward until baseball.
All right, man. Take it easy.
All right. Have a good one, Stans. Thanks for coming in and talking with us. Come back anytime. But so let's get back onto the track. So, all right. So let's get to Green Bay and Chicago. Green Bay's up 21-3, dude. And they lose that.
Man. We were texting each other during that game. I was like, this game's over. This game is over.
And then you miss field goals. Oh.
Dude, I don't know how Green Bay's defense just pissed that game away. They pissed it away.
they just started giving up bombs and letting Swift run up the middle on them. And
yeah, they
just ate them up.
Dude, they started playing prevent defense in the second quarter. That's what happened. They played prevent defense for 3 out of 4 quarters.
Yeah, because everything underneath was open. And Williams, I've ragged on Williams, but if you're going to give any quarterback in the NFL, especially one that has skill like Williams, they're going to torch you, man. They're going to torch you apart. And that's what happened. And I really thought that I was wrong. I was completely wrong on Jacobs. But Jacobs had like 49 yards rushing at half or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he had like 40. He was running the ball and he came out. They weren't giving him the ball. They were kicking field goals. And it was like the Packers just were like, hey, let's get everybody involved. But getting everybody involved didn't win the game. And then your defense got waxed.
I don't know. Like, I don't know if Mike Tomlin started coaching the Green Bay Packers at halftime, but it was just an epic fail from halftime on, man.
All right, we'll leave Pittsburgh for last since it's your team. I'll do the Rams in Carolina right now, man. The Rams almost lost that game, but we held strong. We did great, and Puka tore them apart.
Bro,
Talk about the game.
dude, that was a nail biter. That was a nail biter.
Oh,
Dude, when Carolina scored in the fourth quarter to take the lead, I,
yeah,
I almost text you like, what the is going on?
yeah. I was
Because
really worried about that. I was like, why are we doing this? This should
yeah,
not be happening.
I looked at my daughter. I was like, I guarantee you, Rob is screaming at the TV right now.
Oh, dude, I was like, if this was a game, if this was a night game, and I would have been drinking, I wouldn't have got violent. I'm just not that type of guy. But Chrissy be watching. Okay, so Chrissy did rip on me. That's my wife. For anybody that's like, I went over to the doorway and I just put my hands up like this, just on the doorway. I was just on the doorway. She went and told Molly about that. The daughter, and she goes, Dad, I heard you was just grabbing the doorway. I was like, yes, I was grabbing the doorway. I was.
Oh man,
Yo, man, that was a nail biter. But
it was a nail biter. But Matthew Stafford, he's the best quarterback in the league. He really is. I mean, he has been since Detroit. Well, you know I'm a Lions fan.
Yep.
He's been the most consistent quarterback in the league, and
right.
he's just getting better and better. I think his vision gets better every year.
I want to see this. That's a big thing. Sorry, go on.
Just seeing the defense and seeing the throws before he makes them. He's so good. He's so good. And between him and Allen, man, I want to see that Super Bowl. I want to see that Super Bowl.
That's going to be crazy, having that Ram defense running around. You know something that you say, and I think, and I'll say this, Stafford was always known for his arm. So as he's gotten older, whereas like Tom Brady's arm started kind of declining, we saw it where he's getting a lot of check down Charlies and stuff. Stafford's still smacking that long ball right now.
He got that Aaron Rodgers arm. Just throw it 70 yards for no reason.
It's all about the way they throw that ball. That's a big thing. And that's why quarterbacks like Jalen Hurts just don't succeed, is because like everybody forgets when they go, oh, it's funny, it's football. There's the tire, and you want to throw it in a field. You got to throw the ball through the tire in a field. Jalen Hurts couldn't do that. That's a fact. That's a fact, dude. He just, if you put the tire, right, and you put a bus behind the tire, he would hit the dirt. He would hit the dirt because that's what Jalen Hurts does. But Stafford and well, I wouldn't say so much Allen, but Stafford would send that ball right through the tire into a window on the bus, out the other window on the other side of the bus to a receiving scarecrow in the field down the street. Yeah.
Teflon Dawn, congratulations.
Yes.
I guess wipe your ass. I don't know what else to say.
We're a wild bunch. Wait till you see us during those fight nights, man. We start talking about these fights and things just get going, and it just gets wild. And I'm telling you right now, when we get to the Waldo Cortez Acosta fight versus Derek Lewis, we're probably gonna have some fun on that one.
Meaty men slapping meat.
Sweet. We got lamb chops, grease, and gravy for sale at the Stoop Kitchen. So let's get to the Pittsburgh game. Pittsburgh, Houston. Every time Stroud went shotgun, he fumbled. And you guys only got 2 of them, and 1 was an interception. I've never seen anything like that. That game was so sloppy, and you guys had so many chances to win it, but what the hell happened, Dan?
All right, so I was there.
You were there.
I was at the game. So, and I'm just gonna. I gotta tell this story, man. Before I
just tell the story. That's what we do. Give us stories.
Before I talk about the game, I gotta tell this story. So, the guy sitting right next to me, just terribly drunk, like terribly drunk. Told me he was there since noon, right? He was down there since noon. So he's swaying in his seat during the
Anthem.
no, during the coin toss. So he's standing up and he's swaying during the coin toss. Right. So Pittsburgh kicks off. We're playing defense. The defense makes a big stop. Everybody's going crazy. Terrible towels waving. He's sound asleep. Sound asleep. Right. We get the ball. Aaron Rodgers throws that quick pass to start the game.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Everybody's waving their terrible towels. Yeah, let's go, let's go. He wakes up and goes, defense, and he goes back to sleep. Back to sleep, right?
Yeah.
So we end up punting.
Mm-hmm.
So give the ball back to Houston. We stop him again. But when we're on defense, this guy's like, Rodgers, let's go. And he goes back to sleep. So
he was on like a 10-minute delay.
Yeah, so he's like a 10-minute delay. But
he's part of the Matrix. He's an NPC.
So we get that first fumble recovery, right? Boom, fumble, recover, crowd goes nuts. He stands up and goes crazy, and he's like, "Yeah!" And then he stands there. Everybody else sits down, and he's still standing there. And he pisses his pants, and he fell into the row in front of us.
That's classic.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. It made every dollar that ticket worth it to go.
That's awesome. What's up, Mike? Vic fan, how you doing today? Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, he gets a lot of bad rap, but I don't mind him. But man, I've heard this. I think I heard a lot of Steeler fans hate Aaron Rodgers, and a lot of that hate ended up turning into Tomlin.
Okay, so
let's get to the coaching.
Okay, we're going to talk about the game first, and then we'll go to coaching.
Okay.
The game. The Steelers played great defense for 3 quarters. For 3 quarters, they played great defense. They had 3 turnovers. They held they held them to 7 points on offense.
Mm-hmm.
They could not move the ball. And you called it, screens to your boy, the tight end. Go ahead. You can say it.
You talking about Schultz?
No. On the Steelers' offense.
Oh, Jonnu Smith.
You called it. Yeah, no, Jonnu Smith. You called it. He would get 3 receptions, and guess what? He got 4 receptions, and he got negative 17 yards on those 4 receptions.
That's why I don't play yards. I just want the catch. Just give me the catch.
So he caught the ball on a screen pass, didn't turn around, ran backwards 3 steps, and got tackled. How does this work? How was that man ever a Pro Bowler?
Because he played for the Dolphins and he was their only option.
So Aaron Rodgers had nowhere to go. He couldn't throw the ball. DK dropped 3 passes. 2 of them would have been touchdowns if you were there.
The one he caught it wrong. He went to catch it like this. He should have caught it like this. What the hell?
2 of them were touchdowns. He was wide open. There was at the game, there was no one around him for 15 yards.
And so that, of course, looks different in life than it did on the camera.
Yeah, he missed all 3. Boom, hit him right in his hands. You catch that ball. You're getting paid millions of dollars. You catch that ball. It would have been a different game, but I don't blame DK. I actually don't blame Tomlin either. You know I'm not a big Mike Tomlin fan.
Yep.
But his I think he left because his message ran its course.
I can agree with
There's no such thing as that defense anymore. There's no such thing as a run heavy, only pass when you have to offense anymore. There's no such thing as the early 2000s coaching anymore. You have to evolve, and he never did. Um,
Yeah.
I give thanks to Mike Tomlin for everything he brought to the
That's right.
to the Steelers, but it was time for a change.
Yeah, and it's sad because I actually do like Mike Tomlin. And here's the thing. You guys okay, so when Dick Vermeil retired, we got Mike Martz. And Mike Martz was a offensive genius, but a buffoon everywhere else.
Yeah.
And then we got Steve Spagnuolo. Offense got sucked, offense got hurt, and then of course we got Jeff Fisher. Defense was great. Offense was slow. I'm talking all these running backs. During these times, you guys are going through Willie Parker, Le'Veon Bell. So you're establishing this run team. You had James Conner, of course. So you've always had like that stellar running back, whereas like the Rams, Steven Jackson lifted way too many weights and lifted himself right out the NFL. Because I remember that was the one year they were playing the Eagles, and he busted like a 50-yard run and pulled a quad and was out for like 6 games. Like you lifted way too much, bro. But I love him. He's one of my favorite Rams of all time, of course. And so, when you get these teams and you see them run their course, like Jeff Fisher's defense just wasn't flashy. Spagnuolo's defense, going from the Muddy Quinn and everything like that, and the Kevin Carter, Muddy Quinn years, and then, eventually Aaron Donald, when we got there, that was all part of that. But it failed. It failed on offense. We had quarterback problems. We had all these things. So sometimes it's nice to have 19 years of stability, but sometimes it takes a coach like Sean McVay to actually win a Super Bowl, as opposed to sometimes bringing in a coach like Mike Martz, losing a Super Bowl, and then going completely chaotic after. So that might be your future.
My thing is the defense was still running the same Dick LeBeau defense that they did in 2002.
Mm-hmm.
In 2002, it was cutting edge. It was never done before.
Yep.
But in 2026 now, everyone's seen it for 10 plus years, and everyone knows how to beat it. I mean, you can't run the same system every year and expect things to be different.
Yeah. You can. You guys have always had that strong defense running offense, but as you've seen, the Rams were kind of sorry after Isaac Bruce left, after Holt left. We went through a bunch of bad receivers, and they were okay, whatever, good, but they weren't gonna win it for us. And it took the Rams finally getting Cooper Kupp, and then getting Jared Goff, and then making that run, losing, and then the Rams making that trade for Stafford to bring that Super Bowl. So, but that comes with a strong coach. Sean McVay is a strong coach, but we may not have him much longer. He's young. He has a family. He's already did insurmountable things that a lot of other coaches aren't going to do by being able to take his team to 2 Super Bowls with a chance of a 3rd Super Bowl coming up right now. And for me, that's what you need in a coach. But we're going to see other teams make bad hires. Right now, there's like around 14, 15 offensive coordinators jobs open. There's 9 coaching vacancies open. You guys have 1 of them.
8
now. John Harbaugh in New York. We will talk about that. So let's get to that next. But do you think that Brian Flores is your next coach?
I don't. I think your offensive coordinator,
Chris Schuler.
No, the other dude. What's his name? It starts with an S.
As a Rams fan, I should know this, but I'm like,
it starts with an S.
I got it. It's Nate Shilhassi.
I think that's our next head coach.
If that's how you say it. There's like 20 E's in that name.
Yeah, I think that's the Steelers' next head coach, and I think we get other coaches to coach other positions because
Mhm.
everyone on the Steelers was told that none of their contracts are being extended. So every coach is basically gone. I hope we keep Danny Smith because Danny Smith is a great special teams coach. Um, and the
Mhm.
players love him. And the players love him. I hope we keep him. Uh, there's a few others like our wide receivers coach is great. Um, other
Your secondary. Oh, dude, the Rams coordinator was Mike LaFleur, but you said the S guy, so I gave you the S guy.
yeah, his name starts with an S.
Passing game coordinator. Yeah.
Yeah, the passing game coordinator.
Mm-hmm. But go on.
Yeah, I think that's going to be our next head coach because they're
It's
saying
crazy.
they're saying he's number one, and the Steelers have called him multiple times.
So he did interview with the Ravens 3 hours ago, or he's going to interview with the Ravens. I heard Mike McDaniel's thrown around, but I think Mike McDaniel's going to end up going to Cleveland. I think Chris Shula is going to, and I know a lot of people said this, are going to go to the Dolphins because that whole, Shula
Dawn,
Dolphins crap.
yeah.
Yeah, so I think he goes there, but it's going to be fun to see. I think Flores could be strong because
I
he is
would
a
I would
defensive.
love to see. I would love to see Flores here. He was already here for 1 year, and he made the
Yeah.
defense so much better. T.J. Watt tied the sack record that year that he was here. Um,
Oh, that's
our
awesome.
our
I love
defense
that.
our defense was stout, and
Mhm.
they didn't let up a lot of points. We also had Kenny Pickett and Mitch Trubisky, and we made the playoffs. Um,
Yeah.
um, I, 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 I like that guy, and that's another thing I give to Mike Tomlin. Uh,
Mhm.
with the exception of Ben Roethlisberger, he played with Duck Hodges, Mason Rudolph,
Yeah.
Michael Vick on his last legs.
Yup.
Uh, who else? Who else? Mitch Trubisky,
Yeah.
uh, Kenny Pickett,
Yeah.
Russell
There's just
Wilson,
so many. Well, Russell Wilson. I don't think any.
Russell Russell
Dobbs.
Wilson, Justin Fields, and now we have Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he
Mhm.
played with so many quarterbacks, and we still made the playoffs, and we still had a winning record. So I give him that, but
Mhm.
he just didn't have that extra oomph, or the team didn't have that extra oomph because I think he was looking for glory in past glory players.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I like your approach to this as well too. Going young. I mean, right now Nate Schilhaas. I think that's how I'm going to say Schilhaas. I think that's it.
Diamond Dino.
Yeah, that would be an. If you could, yeah, I remember you, Diamond. If you could put a bet in on that being the offense, the head coach for the Steelers, I bet that bet's a plus 3,500. That's crazy. That's crazy. I bet that. I don't even know if that bet exists. I know with DK, they got this new thing called DK Bets Futures or whatever, and they're trying to bet on the stock now. You could bet on the stock on DK. So I mean, it's fun, but I wonder if that's on there. I'll have to check out for that because it might be worth it. I mean, you throw down a couple dollars, you get $70, $80 back. Let's throw it on the Super Bowl. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. But
Mhm.
from what I'm hearing throughout like the sports world, the Steelers are the least interesting team to be a head coach at.
Yeah, you guys do have some cap room though. I think it's around
We,
69 million or billion,
we
whatever.
have a lot. We have a lot of cap room, and we have a lot of draft picks. But you're inheriting so much prestige and so much turmoil, if you want to put
Yeah.
it that way.
Mhm.
Um, I don't think a lot of people want to take the job right now.
So this is why I feel that Tomlin it was time for him to leave as well. I will agree with you this because he's looking at a rebuild. They have failed at some quarterback, Pickett being one of them. That was supposed to be their young quarterback that was going to take them to the next level. Instead, what they got was Mason Rudolph 2.0. Mason Rudolph, the same thing. And it just was like they're just there. They're just but like Kenny Pickett, just I don't know who's worse, Rudolph or Pickett. But
the
to
Mason
me,
Rudolph. Mason Rudolph's worse than Kenny Pickett.
okay, I gotta agree with that. So
Mason
for me,
Rudolph's
I
worse
think
than Kenny Pickett.
yeah. So for me, it's that. It's past it. You're getting. You got some good running backs. You got DK Metcalf. You need a number two. You got money to bring one in. Your tight ends are fine. Line, whatever. Defense is good. Defense is young. They'll figure that out. They have a core of that defense to bring in.
Defense is
Yaya.
old. Defense is
Well,
old.
Yaya Black is good. I mean, he's good. And Harmon,
Yeah.
he that's your youth.
But
So for me,
we got old man Cam.
yeah.
We got old man TJ, and we got old
Mhm.
man Ramsey.
Yep. Yeah. Well, Ramsey safety, I like that. I like the Ramsey safety. If you guys keep him back there, I think that you can build on that.
Did you watch every Steeler game with him at safety?
He played better at safety than he did at corner.
Then he shouldn't play.
For me,
Because
he's a tackler.
he is.
He's a tackler now. He's that's what he developed into. He used to be that guy where he would shut you down, but more so, I think maybe this might be like a Steven Jackson thing where he's just gotten to the point where he's like an above average player, but he's solid for tackles, and that's why he's where he's at.
Yeah, in coverage he's a liability no matter where he's at. He's too slow to keep up with these young guys. And
Yeah.
at safety you have to cover the slot or you have to cover over the top, and these guys are at full speed and you're running backwards.
Or you have a safety like Deshaun Elliott who just knocks the snot out of somebody and scares the shit out of him.
Dude, we have Deshaun Elliott, and we need another safety. We do.
Yeah.
And Jalen Ramsey we have for another year. And yeah, I hope he does better next year than he does this year.
Mhm.
Than he did this year. The first few games he was great.
Yeah.
And then his play just fell off. And I don't blame him because
Mhm.
he was switching to a new position and he had to learn a whole new position. He never played safety before.
Yeah.
You keep him there and you teach him the defense and you keep him there. He might turn into a Charles Woodson.
Yeah. This is what they did with Charles Woodson. That's a great analogy right there.
He might turn
like
into
that.
a Charles Woodson. Or
You said.
but I'm hoping for the best. But
Mhm.
I think the Steelers are in a rebuild for the next 2-3 years, and
Yeah.
I hope that they are. As a
Do you
fan,
think that they bring Kyler Murray in, or do you think they should run with Will Howard?
I think this year they should run with who they have. I think they should run with Mason Rudolph, Skylar Thompson, and Will Howard. Let them three battle for the number one.
Yep.
Whoever wins.
Yep.
Play it as it lies.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that.
Let's see what those guys got. Good.
Right.
We already know what Mason Rudolph has.
Yep.
We might win 6 games with Mason Rudolph. The
Mm-hmm.
other two, we don't know what we're going to win with because we don't have a big enough sample size of the other two.
I agree with that 100%. If you're going to do a rebuild, you might as well just do exactly what you said. Don't bring in somebody. Don't spend that money on Kyler Murray. See who wins. Bring in a second wide receiver.
Yep.
Do what you got to do. Maybe bring in another safety or bring in another corner.
Yep.
And go from there. Maybe go after a high priced linebacker. Patrick Queen's coverage isn't good. If you still, Patrick Queen's great.
Yeah.
That will take that off of him because I watched the pass go right over his head during that game, and that is why. Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Only bring T.J. Watt in special packages. Start Nick Herbig.
Yeah, he's been hot.
Make Nick Herbig your starting linebacker, your starting outside backer, and bring Watt in special packages.
Yep, like they did with Mac.
They're
doing with Mac.
Let him end his career on a high note. Don't make him play every down. Don't make him play, 50 out of 70 snaps because it's starting to look bad. because he
Yeah.
cannot. He's not the player he was 2 years ago. He's not the player he was last year.
No, that's it. It seemed like the end of the year when he got that little injury, it kind of lingered into this year. So
Yeah.
maybe that was it. Maybe it's not.
I mean, 6 games in a row without a sack.
And you got to think about this too. They go, all the Steelers always lose in the playoffs, but they're playing that extra game that a lot of other teams don't play. So that's extra wear and tear, extra minutes on your body. So people need to remember that. Yeah. But hey, I think we've covered most of it. John Harbaugh to New York. It's great. He's got the mind. He's got the defense. He's got. I think John Harbaugh. I feel John Harbaugh wins a Super Bowl within the next 2 to 3 years.
I think he whips the Giants into shape because he's a no nonsense guy.
Yep.
I think he gets Scatabo and he gets Jackson Dart on the straight and narrow, because if that man can coach Jackson to throw darts like he does, he could teach Dart to throw darts like he.
Yes, he did a Rob thing, dude. I was waiting for that. Yes, I love it. Rob up, son.
And I know my analogies. My
protologies, mocologies. I don't go collagen because I go collagen. Muscle, no fat. We drink. No stink. So bad. Okay, so that's good. Let's so let me give my best ball top players real quick. We'll get into our picks, and then we'll get into Emmanuel Nunez for a minute, and then I will give out all of my divisional rounds bets that I have. Now, these bets may not end up in the subs only Discord, so if you are a subscriber at Talk to Roto, you should be listening to this show, because sometimes not everything translates, but there will be a ton of bets in that subs only Discord for me and the rest of the team, of course. So let's get through it. We had, of course, like I said, Ninja Posse had got onto that second round. I had a team go on to the second round. That Woody Marks touchdown catapulted me, but that team I had a few receivers go out. I had Collins and I got Brandon Cooks. And so now it's going to be a little weird, but I do have good at tight ends, Josh Allen, James Cook. And I've got Kenneth Walker. I have Bo Nix and I have Sutton on that. No, I don't have Sutton on that team. So that's kind of the team that I got coming in. So I got some players coming in. So I'm pretty excited about my second round, but dude, Ninja Posse's team scored over 160 points. I think we're 149 points. Most of the leagues I was in for this best ball scored around 102, 109.
It's crazy.
His team scored that much. And he's got Seattle players as well. Seattle and Denver players, I think, coming out, but he said Seattle. So his team with a right winner loss to other players, this team could take him to round 4, which gives him a chance at big money.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the information he took from this show and everything else. So that's what I'm going with this. Now, I am going to, these are not in any orders, just like last week. Jalen Hurts didn't make my top 5. I wonder why. Where you at? Quarterback, Josh Allen, Matt Stafford. I'm going Caleb Williams, Purdy, Darnold. I have been looking at Darnold. I do not like that questionable tag that came up now. Yeah, and when you start getting hit by the 49ers, and they got, Fred Warner's trying to come back. Maybe not for this game, but we do know the Super Bowl is in the 49ers stadium. So,
yeah.
Well, by the way, we have a bet for that.
Well, but they're saying Sam Darnold is questionable with an injury plus the flu.
Ooh. Well, so that makes him, he's not going to be able to practice. And that injury is going to be amplified by that. Once that gets out of him, the only thing he's going to be hoping for is that you get that after sick boost of energy. Yeah. But if that runs out, he gets hitting. That's why I think that, when I get to the running backs, I'll talk about that a little bit more of my insight for that game. and then we'll get into those actual 4 games, make our picks for this weekend. And so for me, when I look at that, that's big because a lot of people on the DFS side are going to be looking at JSN. And I get why we're looking at JSN. But this game, like I said a few weeks ago, San Francisco and Seattle, NFC West teams have nit and gritty, dirty games. And that's what that was. You had that last time. Is it going to happen again? I don't know. They had a decent game the first time. They got that gritty game that second time. Is this the offensive explosion, Dan, or no?
Man, I really don't know if it's an offensive explosion this time, man.
Yeah.
It depends on. You're talking about San Fran and Seattle still, right?
Yeah. Even though I said I was going to say let's talk about it when we get there, we'll get there. I'm throwing this in for a few seconds since it was right there.
It depends on Sam. If Sam Darnold plays, then it might be that explosion that everybody's waiting for.
Yeah.
If he doesn't play, who's the backup quarterback for Seattle?
I don't even know. It's probably.
I'm looking right now. Drew Lock.
Okay. Drew Lock. Yeah, I should know that. He's on my dynasty team.
All right, so Drew Lock is their number 2 guy, and I don't think he's ever thrown for more than 200 yards in a game, has he?
I mean, he probably has. I mean, we could look up his stats, but Drew Lock isn't good.
He's not good. It's like starting Mason Rudolph. So
pretty much,
yeah. If that happens, I don't see a way Seattle keeps pace with San Francisco.
I like that. So let's move to the running backs. Christian McCaffrey is my number 1. Kyron Williams is my number 2. RJ Harvey is my number 3. Cook, and of course, because the Buffalo Bills can be run on, but Denver can't. That's why Cook, even though on DFS slates is a second-ranked running back, it's number 4 for me. Number 5, we were just talking about him, Walker and Charbonnet. I feel Walker gets that strong game again. I think Charbonnet is involved in the passing game and is able to make the most of it and always steals a touchdown. So I put them as a tie at 5 because really it's a coin flip. It's whatever you feel. Do you want the running game or do you want a little edge in the passing game? So I'm taking Charbonnet because they like to get him the ball near the goal line. And for me, that puts him over Kenneth Walker. So that's my pick. Let's get along to the wide receivers. Puka's number 1. If you are doing a best ball, which I am going to do, right now, you're picking Puka if you have the first overall pick. Don't even play your games. You did it first week or last round, wild card round. You're doing it this round. I do have JSN at number 2. I got Devontae Adams at number 3. Chicago's 31st ranked defense against the wide receiver is just not going to work out well for them.
Yeah.
They're not. And I do like Jalen Johnson. These guys are good, but they've been banged up in the secondary. I love Byard as a safety, but he sucks in the coverage. He does get some weird things where he gets interceptions. I do like him. Like I said, he's a strong tackler pretty much, but he's not going to be able to handle that size of Devontae Adams. There's a lot of passes, Devontae Adams, and he had a drop, I think, in that first quarter that it would have been a first down and the Rams would have continued their drive. So Devontae Adams is my number 3. These are teams you want to play. Burden, man, I'm done with G.J. Moore. I know he got that touchdown, but if he doesn't get that touchdown, guess what? He didn't do shit. So in this whole thing, I was all up on Roman Duzier's last week. They didn't even throw him the ball. They didn't even care about that man. And I'm done with it, right? The fact that they're on the DFS slate, they got Burden so low. That's right there is one of your ultra contrarian plays that's probably going to be in there. But I'm picking Burden because it looks like Caleb Williams loves Burden. Yeah, we got this coming in. And then, of course, Khalil Shakir. I was talking with Tips on Tuesday about this game a little bit, and this is one of the big things. Shakir works under. He doesn't have to worry about Surtain. Surtain's going to be on the outside. He's going to be on Coleman, who cares? Brandon Cooks. Why would you put Surtain on Brandon Cooks? You're not going to run Surtain in the middle with Shakir, and Shakir is coming off a pretty good game for him. So I feel that this game is going to flow the Buffalo. Well, we'll get to that. But for me, Shakir is there. Let's complete the tight ends and then stacks. We'll get into the games because that's actually the first game we'll get to. Tight end, Loveland, Kincaid, Schultz, Henry, Barner. Don't sleep on Barner. You're picking these players up in your best ball. Get the DraftKings. Get your best ball lineups in. I'm doing that right now. Yeah, and that's why I say I know Barner or Byard can get that interception, but for me, he's gonna have to be in the right place. And once it goes over his head, it'll be a touchdown.
Everybody forgets Matthew Stafford played Chicago 2 games a year for 9 years. He played in Chicago once a year for 9 years. He played He played in Green Bay once a year for 9 years. So he knows how to play in cold weather.
That's right. He's got it. So my team stacks for doing your best ball: Rams, Seattle, Bills. Let's get to the games. Bills versus Denver. I just talked to you. I just said a few things right there. Dalton Kincaid would not be my number 2. Everybody is jumping on Dawson Knox. I agree. Dawson Knox took a pay cut to keep that team together so he could stay with his boy Josh Allen. But I'm telling you right now, Kincaid is about to score again. And if Kincaid goes one of those crazy games and everybody's off of him, kind of like we nailed percentages last week, Jordan Love was 7%. 7% last week. He was highlighted on that show, the Ultra Contrarian show. And that means if you listen to these shows, you get those lower percentage players that will make a difference on a slate and get you that payout, that cash lineup. So for me, it's Kincaid. I think the defense, being one of the best, if not the number one defense against the pass, can handle Denver's wide receivers, although they're going to have to pull some rabbits out of their hats. The running game could get through there. Dan, how do you view the Bills in Denver? And then go ahead with your pick when you're done.
I think this whole game goes through James Cook. If James Cook could run the ball and James Cook could get catches out of the backfield, I don't think there's any way of stopping Buffalo's offense if James Cook gets going.
I agree with that. That's it, man.
If you get him going, they can score 40, 50 points a game. It all depends because they run the play action so much, and they run the screen passes so much. If you could get James Cook going and run the play action to Kincaid or to the receivers, I don't think that Denver has the defense to stop the inside game. Their outside game is phenomenal with Surtain and their other corner, but their inside game, I think the Bills will just pick them apart.
Yeah, and that's why what I said, if this is going to be a Bills win, I love that you brought up the fact that James Cook, people are going to be off of him because of Denver's defense against the run being one of the best. This is the playoffs. We got both defenses all over the place.
Yeah.
I've been writing articles on these people, or on these players all year long. Because, the IDP hero stuff, right? And so for me, Bills need that to get going. Yep. Denver's going to have to hope that they get a good matchup or a long bomb, someone like Troy Franklin or Mims getting loose. Yeah. But outside of that, I think that this game has to flow underneath as well, too, through RJ Harvey.
Yep.
So for me, I think that that's the pathway to success for Bills. Or for the Broncos. Who do you got winning?
I got Buffalo winning, man.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I got Buffalo. I got Buffalo winning this game. It's going to be close. Every game was close except for the Steeler game last week.
Yep.
And Houston got garbage time points. You have to admit it. They got what, 20 points in garbage time.
That Houston defense, 2 touchdowns, took me from like top 50 out of 300,000 people it took me down. Like I was right there.
Yeah,
I was right there.
they got garbage time. They got garbage time touchdowns. The Steelers were done. They were done playing
Yeah.
when those turnovers happened. Um,
Yep.
I like Buffalo, man. I just don't see a way that they stop James Cook all day.
And John, and I want to say something about
And Josh Allen because
Run it.
Josh Allen finds a way to win. He really
Yeah,
does.
I think you brought it up when you talked about the play action. The Buffalo Bills actually do that play action. They'll run like a wide receiver fade over here, and Josh Allen will go running up the middle.
Yeah.
That's why when you look at, I haven't looked at full. Like, of course, I have a lot of bets, but I am situational with my bets that I'm going out right now. Josh Allen's rushing yards, if you're looking at a negative 128 for around 25 yards or something like that, if Josh Allen has 40 yards rushing, I feel the Bills win this game because that means he's moving the chains. And that play you exactly said right there. Again, I'm a plays guy, people. And you know this too, Dan. I'm a plays guy. That play opens up a ton of plays for them. Of course, the running, and then of course the screen to Kincaid, the screen to Shakir that we've seen a lot last week.
Yep.
So that for me is what's going to work for the Buffalo Bills. Everything underneath. Hope you get a broken tackle, 10, 15 yards, get something good. Josh Allen goes scrambling. We get some field goals. I've got a lot of people say the Bills or the Broncos have put up a lot. They were putting up points at the end of the year, but they were whooping teams, like teams that were just done too. Like they were playing, Kansas City done and stuff like that. The Bills were fighting for their lives pretty much.
I mean, they played Cleveland. They played Kansas City. They played Oakland. I mean, they played games that teams were just like, I want this draft pick.
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, that's it. Hey, if we're wrong, we're wrong. But guess what? Hey, go Bills.
Yeah,
just move
go
on.
Bills.
I don't mind Josh Allen. I love him.
That's my favorite team right now in the playoffs.
Okay. No, okay. So San Francisco, Seattle, we did talk about them a little bit. I did say that Barner is a big key for Darnold. So if San Francisco gets into where they're pressing over top, kind of like what Houston ended up having to do with DK to stop him down, even though he stopped himself with those drops, and you make the second receiver beat you, now you're looking at Cooper Kupp. Now you're looking at, Rashid Shaheed. I like Barner. And I like Charbonnet out the backfield. I feel that is Seattle's keys to winning, and that is Darnold's key to winning. But you can say I'm wrong. I don't see Darnold throwing 5 touchdowns in this game or 4 touchdowns. He might have a chance at 3, but I doubt that happens again in the NFC West kind of type of game like we were talking about. San Francisco, it's all McCaffrey. All McCaffrey. People are going to be like, well, Kittle's out. Bro, watch some DFS slates and see how many people are on Tongs, bro. Tongs is going to be in it. Everybody's going to be on Tongs. It won't be on Barner. That's why Barner was up on my picks. He was on there. I didn't have Tongs on there on my top 5. I had Barner. So I feel that San Francisco is going to have to work that. They have to. Purdy's can play great. And Purdy was one of my preseason write-ups that I did. The injury kind of threw everything off, but he was on pace to beat what I had predicted for the season, which nobody else would have thought. Of course, I said if he gets hurt, he gets hurt. He doesn't trust his wide receivers. He doesn't trust Jennings. The one that he trusts the most, and I said this was a big play for me last game, was Demarcus Robinson. Demarcus Robinson was the guy that was making the plays, the dreads. Anybody with the dreads? We need dreads in the league. Remember Steven Jackson's dreads? Roar. So we all know about Palomalu's perm, but that to me is the key. Of course, McCaffrey. If McCaffrey, I'll say this right now, if McCaffrey has 160 all-purpose yards and only 1 touchdown, San Francisco still wins this game. That's my pick. What do you got going on this game, Dan?
I agree with you. It all stems on Sam Darnold. If Sam Darnold plays or not.
Why would you not?
If he doesn't play, if he's too injured or too sick, and Luck has to play, or Locke has to play,
They should call up Luck.
If Locke has to play, that I don't see a chance that Seattle wins this game.
Yeah, I agree with that. If Locke plays, San Francisco's going on.
But I would love to see Seattle win. I would love it, but I think San Francisco wins this game.
You got San Francisco. I think because of that late week thing that does kind of hurt who I'm picking. I have Seattle winning this game. So that's my pick because of course I'm going to stay with my bracket. I'm not going to change who I'm picking. Although I do feel San Francisco can win this game. And honestly, as a Rams fan, I want San Francisco. I want to beat the brakes off of them and go to the Super Bowl. And Seattle scares me a little more because even though the Rams have handled Seattle all year, we showed that when we screw up, like most teams, you're going to lose a game. And that's a team you can't screw up against. Whereas I feel that if we screw up against San Francisco, we'll be able to at least contain that team enough that it won't hurt us as much. But if JSN gets a bomb over the top, with the Rams are weak to that, they are, susceptible to the long ball, and that brings up JSN, even a Shaheed bomb, right? I'd rather not have to worry about that, and I would just rather have to worry about Christian McCaffrey underneath. It's a lot easier. Yeah. So, and usually Kittle kills the Rams. Kittle destroys the Rams. Dude, when they had Debo Samuel too, Kittle and Samuel, you'd always just start both those guys because they would just eat up. So for me, without any of those players there, and just with Jennings doing whatever Jennings does, which, right? It puts them at that. That's the team I think that I would rather see, but I am picking Seattle. Let's move along to Houston versus New England. Go ahead and take this one from the go, Dan.
Dude, Houston defense is so good. So good. And thoughts on second place, 7 points out of first with 2019.
He's just reading a question while he does that.
So
Houston versus New England, two of the best defenses in the league, and Houston, the best defense in the league, coming in to what people think was the easiest schedule. It was fluffed team New England. Go ahead and take that while I get back to this question so we can read it, since that was a pretty yeah, that was good. We got right, you. No, this was live. This is what we do.
So
go on, Dan.
The Texans, their defense is so good. It's hard to do anything against them. That was proven against Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh couldn't move the ball against anybody in the regular season. I think the Patriots have a really good chance because of their offensive line and their tight ends. They like to pass over the middle. And that is the one weakness of the Houston Texans, is over the middle. This one's a toss for me. I really like the Patriots because I think they have a better offense. Mm-hmm. But I think Houston's going to win the game because of their defense.
This defense can lock up New England, period. But I got to say this. That Nico Collins injury was big because Hutchinson is a bum. He catches these one or two catches, but then Jalen Noel just kind of does his stuff. And then, of course, Higgins is the key. We did read that, Eagles, so we got that question. But for me, I'm picking New England because I feel that I'm going to see Bills versus New England for no apparent reason, which will give the Bills an easy way to get to the Super Bowl.
It's not really an easy way. They're 1-1 in the regular season.
I know, but from what I've seen in the past month, the harder schedule, the harder nosed team, I believe, is the Buffalo Bills, and I feel that Josh Allen goes into New England and bounces them badly. We're talking, this is going to be a 45-20 game. They're going to beat them down. I know I'm talking out of my ass, nice. But I'm telling you that it's going to happen. And for me, I'm picking New England for that to happen. And I feel that
You changed my mind. You changed my mind. I want to. I want to see it happen. I think the Patriots are going to win.
Yes, I got it.
You changed. You changed my mind. That's the
The thing is,
that's the
with
first
me
time
is,
that's ever happened. That's
hey,
the first
you
time
change my
that's
mind
ever
on
happened.
Niners all the time. But the thing is, without Nico Collins, I don't think any of those guys are going to be able to beat the New England secondary. So then you're going to rely on Dalton Schultz and Woody Marks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to go well. And there's going to be some. And you give the Patriots 9 fumbles, and I guarantee that game is going to be 45-0.
And
They're not
nine
play
nine
that.
fumble nine fumbles and 2 interceptions. Two
Yeah,
interceptions.
just
One got
too
called
much.
back. One got called back. If you don't remember.
Yeah, it did. They just felt bad. Felt bad. But I like it. I like that. But man, let's get to the big game. Probably the most. This is going to be the most stacked game. Okay, so let's let's get the Eagles question. Eagles, I was trying to figure this out. So what are you looking at? So I know you're 7 points out. You're in second place, 7 points out of first place out of 2019. Are you talking about the stacks? So you're gonna be leaning going Seahawks and Rams? Are you talking about best ball? Or are you and so I see the kicker, I see the defense. Are you looking so where are you trying because that whatever the 3 quarterbacks, 4 running backs, like that right there, that got all jumbled together, so that was kinda hard to understand right there.
Yeah.
But so while you retype that or kind of just put in what you're doing that so I can figure that out to answer that for you, that would be great. So that's who I think. Oh, got you. Got you. All right. All right. No, no, I got it. I thought you were asking for like your 7 points. Like if your best ball, you were like one of 29 teams and you need that 7 points and you were looking for a game to stack. Or I mean, best ball it just plays it anyway. Or if you were starting this week and you were putting one in, that's kind of what I was reading. Maybe I read that wrong. But yeah, yes. They'll lose the playoffs and done. Yep, I agree with that too. That's kind of things that kind of happen. That's what makes best ball fun. Playoff best ball is so much fun. I took
Yeah.
5 teams, one went on. I had one lose by a few points, a couple other points. I had Puka on a couple of those teams, but I didn't have Colston Loves. So for me, it was one of those things. Oh, so like, okay, I see what you're doing. So is it like you pick players at the spots in roster locks? All right, all right. So you're one of those like pick one leagues where you get to pick one from each thing, right? Is that what you're talking about? So for me, players as spots and roster locks. So for me, LA versus Chicago can develop into one of the highest scoring games. But as people were talking about, if the weather is bad in Chicago, as Dan already said, I don't that he doesn't care about that. And I don't care about that either because the Rams do take long balls. They're not going to be scared, but a lot of the Rams plays happen underneath. And it's their players breaking tackles that actually take it to the next level. That's why Puka is so good at what he does. That's why a lot of people had a saying who's the best receiver, JSN, Puka. All right, all right. You pick 3 quarterback, 4 running backs, 6 wide receivers, etc. So, and then you pick a kicker, and then you said, I got you now.
Gotcha.
3 tight ends. So, okay, so I will actually give you 3 quarterbacks that I feel. I will fill that up. We'll do this. We'll do the New England or we'll do the Chicago Rams game, and I'll answer that question. So for me, the Rams are going to be able to pick apart the Bears underneath. Last week they lost one of their linebackers. It was TJ Edwards. He's a tackle monster, and he cannot cover. At the same time, the Bears linebackers will be exposed. They're going to be exposed because they're going to have to cover. The Rams have been using a lot of Higbee, as we know, playoff killer, and you're welcome. And they're going to be using a lot of Parkinson, as we saw last week. Game winner Parkinson. You got to cover these Rams, and they love using the young guys. Smith. They love Mumfield. Mumfield came through with a big catch. When these guys' number is called on, they have in the past. That's where Tutu Atwell would drop passes, and that's what the Rams had problems with. Demarcus Robinson as well too. So for me, that's the key to the Rams. Chicago, they have to stop the Rams passing game. They have to take out Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua, which I don't think is going to happen.
It's impossible. It's impossible.
Dan, talk about it. You
It's
talk about it.
impossible. Like you cannot guard everyone on that Rams offense. There's
Yes.
not enough players on the field. You have 11 players, and you have to double team 2 of them.
Yeah.
11 players on the field, you have to double team 2. So that's 4 of your players, and then you have 4 rushing. How many players do you have left?
Mm-hmm.
How many players? 8, 9, 10, 11. You have 3 players to cover 3 other people, and it's not going to happen. You're not going to cover Higbee one-on-one. You're not going to cover the running back out of the backfield one-on-one. You're not going to cover the other tight end one-on-one. Or if they don't play 2 tight ends, you're not going to cover their other receiver in their 3 wide set one-on-one. It's not going to happen.
I agree with that. And go on.
I just don't see Chicago's defense. They don't have enough people to cover everyone on the field.
Yeah, if they had Edwards, maybe. But now you got a rookie in there, and this isn't just going to happen. We talked about Byard earlier, although we had some shout outs for Byard, 6 interceptions, and that's possible. That's a bet we're going to play because we all know Stafford throws interceptions. So that Byard's my guy I go to. So, that was just really good.
I really don't think that should count, though, because, I mean, just playing just back and looking at the whole field.
Yeah.
You play back and you look at the whole field and you're like, oh, I could catch that one. And you run over and you catch that one.
That's what made me so good as a safety.
That's why I played safety. That's why I played safety. You just stand back there and look around. I mean,
he did.
He's not good in coverage. He gets burnt when he covers people.
Mm-hmm.
But he's in the right place at the right time. All the time. He plays his position very well.
Yep. He'll probably, and so here's a IDP bet tackle for you. Most likely the sports books, I'm not even gonna look. I could go to DK and look. They're probably gonna have Byard around 4.5. If you can buy 5 to 6 tackles, maybe even 7 tackles, ladder him up, just do it. He could have 10 tackles because you know that the Rams are gonna run. If they get that lead, because that's what the Rams do, pounce the shit out of you, right? And then bam, once they ram the shit out of you, I should have said. Once they do that and they ram the shit out of you, the Rams go ramming. We get Blake Corum coming in, and now he's running up the middle of the gut. We get Williams off to the side. Now the Rams are busting big runs. So for me, that's where Byard's going to also get his thing. Look at this, man. We're getting just bets and all this fun stuff. I love it. Who do you got winning?
Dude, I got the Rams winning. I do, man. I got the Rams winning. I had Chicago losing to Green Bay. I don't think they get lucky. I don't think they get lucky this week. I think the Rams go.
I love it, man. All right, let me get to Eagles' question. So he needs 3 quarterbacks. Let's get this. Let's get you this first place, brother, man. All right, I'm definitely picking Allen Stafford. Everybody's going to probably go for Darnold. If you want to change your game up, you could probably go with Williams because I feel that he's going to be throwing a lot. And so for that, and that is the weakness for the Rams. So I'm going to easily say Allen, Stafford, Williams. Play those guys.
What about Bo Nix, man? Because Bo Nix is going to be throwing the ball a lot on Buffalo.
He is, but he's going to have to complete the passes. And I feel that Williams is going to throw the ball more than him. Stafford's going to throw the ball more than him. And Josh Allen will throw the ball more than him as well, too. So I'm looking at the attempts. And I don't feel that Bo Nix is going to get up in there like that. So for me, but maybe it happens. You could be right. That's a reliable argument.
I was just asking a question. That's all.
No, you know football. You say stuff. So if you do want to say screw Williams and go Bo Nix, there's your sway. All right, running backs. We need 4 running backs. You know I'm going McCaffrey, Williams, Harvey. And so this is where I feel you could either go Cook or Charbonnet. So do you feel James Cooks gets a touchdown, or do you feel Charbonnet gets a touchdown, or maybe they both score?
I think James Cook gets more carries, more yards, and a touchdown.
And there's less people around. That Ty Johnson being out, and now he's coming back. If he doesn't play as much or whatever with his injury, that's going to open up more for James Cook. And James Cook hasn't been involved in the passing game too often because of Ty Johnson. We need to get James Cook back in the passing game, and I think that's it. So I will go McCaffrey, Williams, Harvey, and Cook. 4 wide receivers, he needs 6. So you're easily getting Puka, JSN, Adams, go Burden, Shakir. He needs a 6th receiver. Is this where you go with Sutton, or should we fade over to New England and go fancy with Diggs?
I wouldn't go Diggs on the Patriots.
No, yeah, I wouldn't either.
I would go. Oh, what's his name? I'm thinking.
Burden, Dunze,
Booty.
Dunze,
Booty.
Oh, Kashan Boot. You know, he actually, I think his +3 catches is a -158 on FanDuel.
I would go Booty in that game.
You know what? That's the player that gets the long touchdown. He did it last week. He's going to do it again. I love it. I like that. That's who they use. That's who their guy is. That's your 6th receiver, and you got a chance at a touchdown. That's a DFS play. I like that play. You get that play, nobody's going to be on him. So that's going to be your edge. That's going to be your lower owned people. That's Dancy. You got this. All right, let's move along to the tight ends. Tight ends, easily, Loveland, Kincaid. And I don't like Schultz or Henry so much, so I'm going to go Barner. I'm going Loveland, Kincaid, and Barner I feel that that's just going to be the best. 3 defenses. Houston. You're going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you agree with that?
Houston. You got to pick Houston.
Yeah, you're definitely going to take Houston.
Truthfully, in this game, I would pick the Rams.
Well, yeah. So if he's taking 3 defenses, I'll go Rams, Houston, and I'm going to go Seattle. Seattle was solid all year with points.
I was going to go opposite. I was going to go San Fran on Seattle, especially if Seattle's quarterback does not play.
That is a perfect analogy. Make sure you check that, Eagles. When you get that, that's your dude. Because that is big. Because if he doesn't play, we're coming off Seattle and we're going San Francisco. So keep that one open and roll that. Bills, Denver. I don't know. Josh Allen does turn the ball over. Bo Nix really doesn't. So it just doesn't. I feel that those other defenses are strong enough to score points.
Denver's defense does get a lot of turnovers, though.
They do. Sack-wise, so sacks count. So for me, Houston, again, having 2 defensive linemen, Will Anderson and Daniel Hunter.
Yeah,
both those guys are wreck habits and sacks.
I know all about them. I know all about those guys.
So for me, that defense alone makes points. So of course, writing the defense article, Houston was number 1. Seattle was up there in 2 leagues. I did Seattle. Vikings were number 1. Seattle was number 2. In another league, Seattle was number 2. Seattle's number 1. Vikings were number 2. So in a DFS format, Seattle scores points. So again, but if you're going to take the safe points, San Francisco, people will be on Seattle because there are other people watching this. So I'm going Seattle, Houston, and Rams. 3 kickers, man. What's up?
He said, thanks, gents. Kickers, I just draw names out of a hat.
Oh, no. We're not playing that game. We're going to get this. So Jason Myers received the fantasy football award for kicker of the year from us. So Jason Myers is 1. Seattle's going to be able to move this ball. Even if they don't have him, they still have a chance to move this ball on San Francisco. And so I love Myers. Now we got to watch. If the weather gets rainy in Seattle, you'll come off of that, of course. Bills in Denver. You got the extra air in Denver. So if you could play either one of those kickers or you could play both of them, but the Bills have had a real bad their kickers have been shit. So
Yeah.
I'm not picking the Bills kicker. The Rams kicker, Mevis is solid, and Mevis may have to play. The only problem is Sean McVay when he doesn't want to use Mevis. So for me, if you're gonna go kickers, I'm gonna go New England, Barello Lagos or whatever his name, whatever that
Yeah,
name
that
is.
rookie. He's a rookie, right?
Yeah. I'm going New England. I'm gonna go. I will go Rams because that's gonna give you your solid points, and I'm gonna go Denver. I'm gonna go Denver kicker. I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, he is. Everybody was ripping on how big he is. Mevis has Sebastian Janikowski kind of goals. So, but I like it. I'm going Rams, New England, and Denver because I know Denver's kicker can definitely get the job done up there. And those are the three kickers that I'm taking. He's C-base 1 2.0. Sometimes these shows are great when there's people talking and we get their crazy in there.
Hey, Janikowski was the man for a long time, but then he showed up drunk.
Then he showed up drunk. All right, so I think we got the football. So we got the picks. Dan and I both agree on all the picks: Bills, San Francisco, New England, and Rams. That sets up. Well, not San Francisco, Seattle. I read it wrong. So Bills, Seattle, New England, Rams, setting up Rams versus Seattle, New England versus Bills. You want your story? That's your story. That's the story we're going with on the Fight Club of Pain. All right. We got bets coming up. Let's talk about Amanda Nunes. Kayla Harrison had neck surgery today, is out. We talked about it. They're trying to get Nunes another fight. Wait, wasn't Vanderjack or whatever liquored up kicker? Yeah, Vanderjack.
Oh, Vanderjack. Vanderjack was a liquored up kicker.
And you got McAfee. I call him Pat McAfee. You got him. Kickers are humans too.
What's D1? How you doing, D1 Prime?
What up, D1 Prime? Just coming in. We're about to have some bets, and we were just about to talk about Nunes. They're trying to get Nunes a fight. Do you think they delay it 6 months, or does she fight?
I hope not. I hope she takes the fight with Amanda Serrano. Serrano.
I was wondering if you saw that. I left it.
Amanda Serrano wanted to fight her, and she is one of the best pound-for-pound boxers on the planet. She could throw hands. She's the same size, and she has 5 MMA fights to her professional MMA fights to her record. She is 4-0-1 in MMA, and the one no contest, it was an illegal elbow. I would love to see that fight. I would love to see those two stand up and bang. But I don't think it's going to happen.
Ooh, yeah. I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's too short of a notice. But like you said, most of the time, boxers of Serrano's type are always in condition. I would worry about the ground game. I don't know. There's definitely not enough time to work on that ground game. So for me,
she's a BJJ brown belt.
Okay.
She trains mixed martial arts but she's a boxer, but she trains mixed martial arts.
I'm gonna tell you this right now.
She has 5 professional fights to her record, and she has 2 wins by submission. So,
okay, this is why Dan is the man. Get that? This is why this guy right here makes the Fight Club of Pain go, because I don't know that, but I know numbers, and that's why we're the tag team champions of the world. I actually didn't do a lot of echo this one. I was a good boy. All right. I mean, I agree with you. I don't think it happens, but if it does, I'm taking first round knockout. I won't put the house, but I am putting money on first round knockout, second round knockout. If it's probably going to go a 3-round fight. See, that's the only fight that can happen. because I'm not interested in anything else a week and a half, less than a week, or just outside of a week from a fight with
Unless,
somebody like
unless Shevchenko says, I'm in.
she was throwing some kicks at that bag the other day. I saw, so that looked good.
Unless Shevchenko says, I'm in. Let's go.
Dude, did you see Michael Morales trying to do not trying, but he was working on his ground game?
Dude, he's cringy. He makes me cringe, man.
He was like this, dude.
I'm not. He's great at stand up. But he's 100% cringe, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he's working on it. That's why he's doing it, because that Sean Brady had him stuck when he was bent over the whole time trying to defend Sean Brady like that. And then he just knocked that man out. That's another thing we called. That's what's up. That's my boy. You know it. We know it. Yeah. So that being said, we don't think the fight happened.
I'm Mike Vick fan, but a different account. All right. What's up, man?
Oh, what's up? What's up? Yeah, hey, I don't mind the extra. Like that could be another unique account for the following plus, man. I love it, man, and I'm happy that you're here, talking with us and everything like that. Joe was about being liquored up in ex Lucy Colbert.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right? That's that. He said that is funny. I just seen the Ken Vick part over here because I didn't have my comments up. That is hilarious. Ken Vick. That sounds like a soap opera character. They're like
Ken Vick.
Yeah, stands through the hourglass. These are the days of our lives. Now starring Ken Vick. He comes in, he goes.
That's Vick. Cool Kenneth Vick.
There's probably some guy named Ken Vick somewhere in here. Getting famous.
He's like, God damn it.
What is this, guys? I don't want these guys talking about me. I was supposed to be an enigma. Ken Vick was to be my name only. Hell no, I'm going to make a soccer player named Ken Vick now. You're now popular.
We're going to make you famous, Kenneth.
Kenneth Vick. Kenneth, what should be his middle name? It's gotta be Ken Smith. No,
Myron. Kenneth Myron Vick.
Yes, that's great. It'd be KMV. Like, works. We do more. I wonder if you can get on that for 2K. The over that Ken Myron Vick becomes the most popular name in 5 years.
Kenneth Myron Vick.
Thanks, D1 Prime. You really got us going on that one. All right, let's get to some bets, man, and then we'll get up out of here and do it. But, man, next week's Fight Club is going to be wild. All right, for bets, I took a different angle this week. I gave out a lot of fun stuff last week. Hit one. I think I did my first quarters. One hit, one didn't. One was catch short, 5 yards short or something like that. Anyway, I wanted to do a little bit of they offered some on FanDuel. They offered some winners of the next round that you could buy their money now and you could get that. So Bills versus Patriots, I took the Bills at a plus 100. Rams versus Seahawks, again, this just goes with the show. Rams negative 104. It did say that if the Rams or the Bills get eliminated, you get your bet back. So there goes some nice little fun early bets that you can still get your money back on if it doesn't work out for you. As for the Super Bowl, I've got the Rams plus 320. I have the Rams a plus 1900. People, let's get ready. That was on my preseason article at Dr. Roto. Plus 1900. Now we got a plus 320. Now, the Bills plus 600. And then San Francisco plus 2,000. If you want to just take a small flyer, maybe try to at least get San Francisco to that Super Bowl, take them on that. Now, the Rams have a plus 165 to win the NFC. The Bills are a plus 220 to win the AFC. That's the story, people. So let's roll over to receptions, because I'm only going to give you receptions this week. and I'm going to give you a touchdown parlay. I got your additions for that. We're going to go Evan Ingram, 3 catches, -114. Brandon Cooks, 2 catches, -275. Barner, 3 catches, -250. Jennings, plus 3 catches, -360. He's the only one out there. If Jennings can't get 3 catches, San Francisco probably loses this game unless McCaffrey goes bonkers.
Yeah.
Stevenson, plus 3 catches, -118. You don't run on the Houston Texans defense. You pass on them, and they're not bringing in Travion Henderson for their passing downs. We already seen Stevenson excelling in the passing game. Jaden Higgins, 3 catches, -215. Whether Collins plays or not, I love that number on him right now. Burden, plus 3 catches, -160. It's low because just like last week, people wanted to dance on Adunze. And guess what? We got burned because Burden was getting the targets. Adams had to go up on this one, plus 4 catches, -250. If you want to parlay all that together, it is a plus 2589. Touchdowns. Josh Allen, touchdown. Josh Allen's -105. McCaffrey, -130. Stevenson, plus 175. Puka, puka, puka. -115, plus 1675. Round robin that shit. Because, man, you're going to win some money. Especially that Stevenson touchdown paired with anything else, you'll just win money. So Stevenson is practically the key player of these bets, as you can see. And hopefully he doesn't get -17 yards like your boy Jonnu Smith.
Jonnu Smith.
Pull a Jonnu.
Jonnu Smith's new name is Kenneth Vick.
Kenneth. Kenneth
Vick.
Dude, so Jeff Mans does this thing every year where he hides someone's name. I'm so dropping that next year when he goes, "Hey, what should I name this guy?" Just call him Ken Vick, bro. Nobody's gonna get it.
Hey, next year when we go to the Football Hall of Fame, that's my name. I'm Kenneth Vick.
Dude, you should get shirts just say Ken Vick.
Vick.
The Expo's fun, dude. If none of y'all been to the Fantasy Football Expo in Canton, Ohio, the week after the Hall of Fame, you got to get there. Our guy Bob Lung used to work with us, Dr. Roto. Dude, he puts on a great thing. He is just awesome to be around. But we get to run into Kevin from Trophy Smack. There's so many. Dan, you had a great time. We got Scott Fish. This is so much fun, dude.
Man, I met so many people that I don't remember their names. I had conversations with people I've never seen before, and I'll probably never see again. But bro, I'm getting a jersey that says Kenneth Vick.
It's gotta say Ken. The number has to say just Ken.
Yeah. On the front, it will say Ken. It will say Kenneth across the front and Vic across the back.
So I'll get that in a second. Oh, man. Little defense Rams pass.
My nose is running.
Yeah, I like that. That's good. So, that if none of y'all been to the Fantasy Football Expo, get there. You have so much fun. Dan, actually, I wanted to say this. We did run into people 2 years in a row with you now because I've gone 4 years out of the 5 or whatever not. And dude, we remember each other from here, but we just don't get their names. I think the one guy's Daryl. There's a guy randomly named Daryl in my text messages, and I think that's the guy.
He shot me a text like a few weeks ago, and I was like, "Who is Daryl?" Why do I have Daryl's name in my phone?
What's up, Daryl? Well, I swapped ATN for CMC. Okay, he said, "Look at this. Yeah, back of the box too. Won a $555 DK for the big player millionaire. I want to overstack a team. What is the best team to stack? It's the Rams. It's the Rams. How do you not want Puka, Adams in that game? Swift can definitely get work out of the backfield. So for
Stafford, Williams. I mean, Come on.
Well, think about this. So CMC and JSN, they can both go off. So if that's the game that you're thinking that you can go in for it, right? Am I reading this? Cold temperatures not at home. Oh, you're talking about the Rams. Yes, but if you were popped in or you were listening earlier, Dan talked about how Stafford has played in the NFC North for a very long time and has been in Green Bay when it's cold, has also been,
In Chicago.
So he has played these teams before. It doesn't work with the Rams. The Rams, if you say that the cold makes you catch worse, the Rams are going to take long balls that are going to be able that could inhibit. But again, the Rams look underneath and break tackles, and those are
everybody forgets that Matthew Stafford came from Detroit, who played in the NFC North. He played the Vikings twice a year. He played Chicago twice a year. He played Green Bay twice a year. Granted, one of those teams is in a dome, but the other two is outside in the cold. One's on grass, one's on turf. It doesn't matter where he plays. Stafford can throw the ball.
So, I mean, when you say fade CMC, that, that's the thing is we're relying on Seattle's defense to be what they've been all year. And earlier in the year, me and you did a podcast for the draft with Ed, the fantasy clown, Dr. Roto, and we talked about Nick Emanuori. And Nick Emanuori has lived up to everything we said this year, and he will knock the shit out of CMC when he comes into his zone. Yeah. That's what we think. But am I going to have CMC on my DFS slate? Hell yeah. I just got a notification that said he was my number one player owned last week because you couldn't pass him up because he's going to get the work. So JSN and Christian McCaffrey, you could say, get an edge on Puka, Adams, Swift. So for me, I feel that the Rams-Bears game is going to score the most points this week. So if it's going to score the most points, that's what I want a piece of, that action. Dude, we got it. That's what we got. Let's see if there's anything that I'm not worried about Denver. Buffalo has one of the best pass defenses in the league. And so they'll be able to handle just Cortland Sutton with a bunch of gimmick guys underneath. Don't forget, Peyton likes to play dumb ball sometimes, and dumb ball can get you beat. So, hence, running, it just, to me, that's just the thing that's going to happen. So, hey, I could be wrong, though, right? We could be wrong, and somebody else could be right. But for me, I just don't see Denver putting 45 points up on the Buffalo Bills. I just don't do that. Go on, Dan.
Good. Denver on rest. Allen was crushed on a short week. Yeah, but Allen plays hurt, and he reminds me of Ben Roethlisberger, man. Ben Roethlisberger was hurt his whole career. He played injured every day. He was on the injury report every week. He had a broken nose, a broken rib, a broken toe, a broken finger, and he came out limping. He came out in the second quarter because he couldn't start a game. Dudes don't know football.
Hey,
check the resume of this man right here.
Yeah.
Check this man's resume.
I'll just put it like this. Go check what we've done this year in the Fight Club. Go check what we do on football. I was 5-1 last week, gave that parlay out. Nobody else is giving you that out. I'm giving out more than anybody. Most of the DFS experts have bailed on most of all of you. So if you think that a DFS expert that has bailed on all of you is more valuable than some guy that's sitting here giving you some of the best contact that you can get, then that's it.
Yeah, should have. But where is the Chiefs' kingdom right now? They're in Cancun. They're not even in the playoffs.
The Panthers were close, but we were the better team. We played around, and we almost found out. That's the thing that's a good. So So if you're gonna, so we could sit here and debate this and stuff like that, but you came on at the end of the show to come talk this. You could have been talking this the whole game with the rest of the people that have been
Yeah.
do that. They're alive, dude. You got to come join us for the UFC. We're one of
Lucky
the best.
Mahomes tore his ACL. I'm sorry, your queen got hurt, bro. Your queen got hurt. I apologize, but
They were they were practically out of the playoffs anyway.
Yeah, he's the queen. He's the queen of the league, bro.
Yeah, he that team wasn't going to go far, and you can blame that on your running backs. You guys haven't addressed your running backs at all, and also your defense, solid as always, one of the best defenses again in the league, always, and that's because of Andy Reid and the coaching staff. Even with Mahomes, you guys were getting shored up. You guys were losing close games, something you guys didn't ever do. And now that you guys have done that, you guys know what it feels like to think. I like Patrick Mahomes. I don't mind the Chiefs. Vermeil went to the Chiefs after the Rams, and we got some picks for him. By the way, if Tomlin does get picked up by somebody, there's going to be some draft picks on that too. So
he already said he's not. He already said he's not. He doesn't want to coach no more. But you're never out when you have Patrick Goat Mahomes. I think he's a product of a system. He's a product of a great system.
I don't think he's a system quarterback. That man's done things that he's just amazing at what he does. He's making those drives.
He's a system quarterback. He's a system quarterback.
That's a debate for a podcast. That's a debate for a whole podcast, like a 15-minute podcast. But hey, Chiefs, I love talking football and getting it. Kelsey is done. So back to the box. He's got Kelsey is done, but Swift for the Bears take it. Kelsey Swift swap. Kelsey, I think, was retired.
Yeah, Kelsey said he's done.
Yeah. So, what running back I want to see on Kansas City? Breecehall, Breece Hall. Put Breece Hall on the Chiefs. Y'all be in the Super Bowl next year.
It's a loose cannon. What is Buddy talking about? Bro, I'm just messing with you. That's all.
Yeah, we love it.
I like to talk. I talk wrestling. I talk reckless. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just messing with you, man. If you really want to talk about it, we can talk about it.
Yeah, but, we were about to tap out and everything like that. But we could have a football banter show if you want to. We could just do that at some point, but not 2 hours into our podcast.
I would love to see Montgomery. Go be the running back there because he's a free agent this year from the Lions, and Montgomery needs a home where he's number one.
I think Montgomery is a better Pacheco, and I think I'd rather put money on Montgomery because Montgomery's you could probably get him for a Snicker bar right now.
Yeah.
You could just be like, give him a Snicker. And he didn't really come in there.
He is a spelling bee champ. He said, I love it.
We love to have fun. Like we could
talk reckless. Yeah, we could talk reckless all the time. But I'm sure you have a lot to say because I'm a Steelers fan. I'm a Steelers fan.
Actually, I don't mind
bring the recklessness towards the Steeler fan. It is what it is. I'm just saying stuff about the AFC because I am a Steelers fan.
Yeah, and me, I'm a Rams fan. I know it earlier. One of the other guys asked that, but I went like that, so kind of know where I'm at on that. But for me, this is what we do. He said, "Welcome to Cancun." And Rodgers is done. Yeah, he's done. I think if Tom came back,
hell yeah, our team pulled up with your team. Now we're all chilling.
Yeah. You won't have to Chiefs Kingdom. You won't have to worry about the Steelers for a moment there. No, you'll probably be back to winning the division next year.
You still got the best coach in the league, bro.
Yeah, can't deny. Look,
you got the Walrus. You got the Walrus, best coach in the league.
If I know that Breece Hall would be a pull, but if you could get Breece Hall and David Montgomery on that team, I would really love it. I would be fine with Montgomery going there, getting more of that work underneath. I think you're going to have to bring in a tight end. If and that is, like Kelsey said, he's going to be done. That happens. I'm not trusting Noah Gray. So we need a tight end there because Reed's system relies on the tight end. And so, well, it's one of the flashy playbook parts of his thing. So we need a tight end. You have Rice. You have everybody else. Now, I like Hollywood Brown. I love the Chiefs' makeup. Xavier Worthy. Maybe one gets traded. Maybe one gets dropped. But I feel that right now, that would be the pace. You guys need a stellar running back. The way that you guys that's the Chiefs, use Kareem Hunt, that's like the Mickey Mouse version of Brees Hall. So been pushing for Brees Hall for a long time.
Bro, I think they need a bell cow back like David Montgomery, man. Put him at the bell cow and get someone for a third down back. I think that's what that team needs.
So if you get Montgomery, you take that money and you throw it on a receiver. I know that they say that they have all these receivers, and I know Rashee Rice is the deal. But I'll answer that in a few seconds. But on the back part of it, when you see all that, I wouldn't mind, like, I'm not MVS. You can't bring him back.
No.
You would need, like, you're not going to get a Devontae Adams either. Like Jamison Williams from Detroit. You need somebody like him, but then you could say Worthy's him, right? Yeah. You could say that Hollywood Brown's that guy, right?
You need a solid number two. You had Juju, and Juju was good in Pittsburgh for a long time, but he's played a key role in the Chiefs' offense. But I don't think he's that guy anymore. The Chiefs need a number two receiver, and they need a bell cow running back.
I agree.
And yes, Tyreek Hill is kind of cooked because without his legs, he's nothing.
Yeah. Now I could see him going back there as, like, to rehab, come in late in the season. But I don't think you spend I've thought about that. I have thought about that. We have actually talked about Tyreek Hill going back to Kansas City. And I think the fit would be good. I think that he could get his legs and people would still have to respect that game-breaking ability that he has, because he's, even with the speed, he still can make thing. Okay, Rico Dowdle going to the Chiefs, that man would be pissed as shit after what Carolina did to him. I agree with that. And Carolina lost that game because they didn't use enough of Rico Dowdle. They just went back to Chuba Hubbard is a great player too. So it was kind of hard, but I felt bad for Dowdle, and Dowdle had his comments, and he said he wants to go somewhere to be a number one. So that would be back. That would be good. All right. Back of the box too. I'll answer that. 3K on golf. I had a $6,000 win on FanDuel betting when I hit it was like a 9-leg parlay. It was 2 touchdowns, bunch of yards, had to get it. So I've hit that. But I've hit a few $1,000 lineups as well too on DFS. UFC, I've hit that. On UFC, I've hit a few $100 bets as well too, just getting off that. Because like I said earlier, my unit's 5. So when I'm putting that $5 on a plus 2,300, we're just getting back the hunting spot, right? So yeah, that's what I got. But again, those big bets are won with the money that we build, that we teach to build. I love that up there for a long time.
Hey, Kenneth Vick is back.
Yes, Ken Vick is here. We got Ken Vick. Ken Vick. People don't know. For people that don't know, we're gonna hashtag that Ken Vick. That's our hashtag, Ken Vick. Everybody's got that. I can't wait to play with that. But man, we've gone 2 hours. Everybody, listen back to the show. Listen to it. We had a lot of people take this show's information last week and apply it for wins, getting them to the second round for best ball. That means a lot to us as well too, that someone was able to take our information through all the insanity and move on and hopefully have a chance at make it extra money. Yeah, I want to go drink a beer. So sub y'all. Hey, thanks, Chiefs Kingdom.
Thanks, man. Hey, you're cool as hell too, man. Come watch next Thursday, man. We talk about
dude. You want to see the real Fight Club of Pain? Come talk some UFC with us and you'll fall in love, dude. And if you don't bet UFC, you will after you watch that show.
Yes, sir.
All right, Dan, any outros before we get out of here?
Nah, man, I can't wait until next week. First real episode of the season. And we'll get all your bets. We get the soup can of the week. And we get to talk fights, finally. It's been so long. It's been, what, 4 weeks? 4 weeks.
Yeah, I took some good hits to the head yesterday, and it felt great. Woke me back up, so it's going to wake me up in time for this card. I can't wait. I want to say thank you to everybody that came on, commented, liked, shared, came at us. We're fine with that. We'll come back. This is what sports is about.
Absolutely.
We like sport. Yes, Dan. Without sports, I feel that some people wouldn't have that bonding power, and it's a better bonding power than most things in this world. So I'd rather do this every single day and every single week with people like you and people that it came into our chat, especially Kenneth Vick.
Yeah. Thank you, brother.
That's how we do it. Have a great day, everybody. And always remember to bring the Ken Vick. Yeah.
Let's go.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. Until the next visit, be well and take care.